watch to see what happens in race 36, because now we have got Mel and Lester Goodwin. They are unbeaten so far this afternoon. Alan and Lynn Peck scored well, are on second in the point score, and it is Alan and Lynn Peck that get away from the start line. Oh, a brilliant start from Alan Peck as he goes into that top corner, driving in hard, trying to make but Mel finds a way through, gets to the front once again. A very, very talented rider, Mel Goodwin. Here Lester get to the front and stay there. As you can see, Alan and Lynn Peck comfortably now into second place. Simon Baird up into third. If they can stay in second place, I think that should just about keep them in the final. Mel and Lester Goodwin will most certainly be in that final. They're unbeaten so far this afternoon, so if they stay as they are, they will be sure of a place in that final. Simon Baird it is that's trying to close that gap on them, as we see the last lap flag go out for Mel and Lester Goodwin. Just one more lap to complete. Alan and Lynn Peck look fairly comfortable now, don't they? They've started to open that gap up a little bit now, so don't know if this next place may well be good enough. The qualifying races, we watch the checker flag being made ready for Mel and Lester Goodwin. That's the final place for them. Coming home in second is number 20, Alan and Lynn Peck. In third place, number 14, Simon Baird. So I think only one question to be answered here now in the 500cc competition for sidecars. Can Mel and Lester Goodwin finish the whole day being unbeaten? Well, it does look as if they've not made the best of starts, because it's Alan Peck and Kevin Laird that have got the start going into that first bend. Well, Mel and Lester Goodwin have been forced to go very, very wide. They tuck in on the inside, it comes through. And now they go after Kevin Laird. Oh, that was a tremendous corner from Mel Goodwin. They certainly hadn't made the start at all when they come past me. As they went into that first bend, they were forced to go wide. They drove back in hard, and now they're driving hard once again to get the nose just in front of Kevin Laird. Tremendous scrap going on for third place at the moment, but my eyes are still on that first place. A lot of scrapping going on for third place. Mel and Lester Goodwin, though, let's not take it away from them, because they lead the field. They've done that all afternoon. They didn't have the easiest of starts at all, but they fought their way through. Tremendous skillful riding from them on that first bend. Kevin Laird has got up in a second. Wayne Boys is up in a third. Alan Peck is up in fourth place, but I wouldn't have said that those predictions would stay the same as the race goes on. Very, very close with second place between Kevin Laird and Wayne Boys. Those two outfits together as they go into that pit bend. Wayne Boys on the inside in the green leathers. He's the easiest one to spot, as he indeed drives hard, holds a much tighter line. Alan and Lynn Peck watching the action that's going on in front of them, hang on to that fourth place at the moment, but they can see that second and third is pretty much although Wayne Boys now comfortably looks to have got into second. Mel and Lester Goodwin then into their last bend. As they exit from that top bend, they do stay unbeaten all afternoon. Mel and Lester Goodwin take the checkered flag. Wayne Boys finishes in second. Kevin Laird finishes in third. Alan and Lynn Peck in fourth place. But what a great ride from Mel and Lester Goodwin. Well, we turn our attention in race 17 to the 500cc sidecar class. This, the third and final leg, and a chance to make up for any points that were lost in those earlier rides. But a chance to see in action once again the outfit of It looks as if Mel and Lester Goodwin have made the best of it in that first corner, though. Steve Smith back in second place at the moment. The only outfit that's been unbeaten so far this afternoon in this class. They hold second place. Mel and Lester Goodwin have got to the front, and indeed Mel and Lester Goodwin put it over in that top bend. I can see that the the outfits have come out of the pits for this first race, and from then on I'm guessing they've disappeared behind the brow of the hill. I can see that most of the marshals are looking in that sort of direction, so hopefully they're coming into line for the start. That sounds like the revs go up, and by the look of it we're underway as they all appear over the crest of the hill, looking along that far side, trying to pick up for you who it is that's got to the front. That looks to me like Paul Miller that's got to the front. Kevin Laird is right up there with him though as they come around that first bend. I'm picking them up for you as they come by me for the first time. It is indeed Paul Miller and Bob Reid that have got to the front. Kevin Laird in second place at the moment. Indeed, well, I'm quickly trying to catch up on all these changes that have now been given. Of course, a change for Paul Miller, it's not Bob Reid as I just mentioned, and we've now had confirmed that it's Lester Goodwin that's riding for Paul Miller. So a very experienced passenger, Lester Goodwin, coming in to assist Paul Miller this afternoon and showing that that combination is working straight away. Into the last lap they go of this first race of the day. Still Kevin Laird. I think there's problems with Kevin Laird in second place. Dick Ormery putting his hand up in the air. It means that number 11, Ricky Neal and Neil Pocknell go through into second place. So they now lead the bunch, and I think Kevin Laird just hoping that he can hang on and score some decent points in this first ride. But coming off the top bend, looking in terrific form, last year's winner of the 500cc Sidecar Spectacular, winning his first race of the day. It is indeed Paul Miller, and with a change of passenger this year, Lester Goodwin. We go then with the restart of the 500cc Sidecar, and looking across that far side, it looks as if Paul Miller and Lester Goodwin have made another good start this afternoon as they've gone into that first bend, leading the rest of the field as they come up past us. It's Paul Miller and Lester Goodwin, Kevin Laird and Dick Ormery, Alan Peck and Richard Sweeting, which I'm pleased to see out there. They were involved with that incident on the first corner when they started the race first of all, so it's good to see both those two back out there again as they're laying in third place at the moment. As they look to the front, Paul Miller looking to make this the double for the 500cc Sidecar Spectacular as he comes round off that front bend, looking very much in control. Kevin Laird desperately trying to get back on terms with him as they go into the top bend. There's about 2 outfits gap opened up as you can see, but you can see Paul Miller in very determined form as he goes down that back straight. Knows that this one is certainly winnable for him as he comes around this bottom bend. Kevin Laird, no answer to him at the moment. I expected to see perhaps a bit of a scrap for that third place. Lionel Cox and Grace Hagan, having sorted out their mechanical problems, come out into the final and closing all the time on Alan Peck and Richard Sweeting. Well, the gap's getting very, very close as they go around that top corner. Trying to keep one eye on Paul Miller, but the other one on that battle for third place, because I think that's going to be a last corner battle as Lionel Cox now starts to go for it. Well, as you see, the checkered flag goes. A terrific win for Paul Miller and Lester Goodwin. Kevin Laird and Dick Ormery get second, but Grace Hagan and Lionel Cox actually get that third place. A win for Paul Miller and Lester Goodwin. So Paul Miller does indeed make it the double. Of course, the winner, he was the winner last year. This year it's a different passenger, but it is, of course, Paul Miller and Lester Goodwin. We'll let all these professional photographs get taken. You never know how they might be able to use them to get sponsorship. But Paul, now he's taking the photographs, so I will have a quick word, because one thing that's worrying me is that I'm talking to you a lot at the end of events. I mean, Man of Kent last week, Sidecar Spectacular this week, but it's always a different guy with you.
Well, if anyone went down the Man of Kent last week, they'd have known that we had a slight spill, and unfortunately Bob broke his collarbone. So he's not happy really. He's going to miss the European that we're in next week. Lester's jumped on the back at short notice, and he's going to do the European semi-final next week at Dazzler now in Holland. And it won't quite well today, so good way to start. That gives us a lot of confidence. next week.
Well, I agree, Paul. I know last week you mentioned that you've got that European coming up, and I think to let everybody know that you are the guys that we're holding a lot of hope for in Europe. That little hiccup, shall we say, with a change of passenger, but certainly a very top-class passenger steps in.
Oh, without a doubt, yeah, it was excellent today. Really good. I got to say that, so I wanted to get on next week.
He doesn't mean that, honest, and I got to have a quick word with Lester. Stepped in at the last minute, but thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's very good. It's nice to be on. Nice to be out doing nothing at the moment. It's nice, next week, nice to go out there.
Well, I don't think you're going to be sitting at home doing nothing for too long, mate. You're too good as a passenger. The great success, I hope, for next week, and indeed we've enjoyed it today, the winners of the 500cc sidecar event, Paul Miller and Lester Goodwin. Well, thanks, Tony, and I think that really with all those sidecar crews sitting in the pit box, they would have been watching very interestingly what was happening on those start lines. A lot of talk this morning during practice was how important this start was going to be. They said the bends were tight, so that start was going to be important, but one thing I think they've already discovered, there's an awful lot of grip there. A lot of the solo boys rearing in the air when they left that start line. Of course, it's exactly the same thing with the 500 sidecars and with the 1000s to that extent. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of concern about these early starts. Well, away we go then with race 5 in your programme. This the first of the sidecars this afternoon, and with the 500cc's, it's Paul Miller and Lester Goodwin that make the best of the starts. As they go into that first bend, Lionel Cox and Grace Hagan up there in second place. Paul Miller and Lester Goodwin. Of course, it's not a regular crew. Last year, if you came to the British Championships here, you will have known that Paul Miller was very, very unlucky in the sidecar final. But Paul Miller suffered the final, which knocked him back to second place, but he done extremely well to hang on to that. His regular passenger then was Bob Reed. Unfortunately, Bob injured at the moment, so Lester Goodwin stepping into the chair and indeed proving that one more corner to negotiate. Or is it? No, it's not. I've counted one lap too many, haven't I? There goes the last lap flag. Oh, Paul Miller and Lester Goodwin. Lionel Cox and Grace Hagan still there in second place. Brian Canning and Andy Robertson holding that third place. This is just one of the first outings that Andy Robertson has had this year. Yep, took the opportunity to ride. And the first of the 500cc sidecars is a win for Paul Miller and Lester Goodwin. Lionel Cox and Grace Hagan take second place. Brian Canning and Andy Robertson finishing in third, with Norman Haynes crossing the line in fourth place. Now we've got the 500cc sidecars, event 3 in your programme, and just to give you a reminder if I need to, number 17, Paul Miller and Lester Goodwin qualify with 2 wins and a second place. Richard Piggott and passenger Lynn Collins qualify with a second place and 2 wins. Put that round the other way, and of course they qualified on equal points. Number 7, Kevin Laird and Dick Ormeroyd. They qualified on equal points. And number 78, Lionel Cox and Grace Hagan. Joining them in the final is number 20, that's Alan Peck and Richard Sweeting, and also Ricky Neal and Neil Pocknell. That's the 6 that line up. This equally could be a contest for the British Championships in this particular event. It promises to be a cracker. They're already under starters' orders. The tapes go. Look to see who's made the best of the starts. Paul Miller has had an absolutely brilliant start. He gets to the middle of the field, but also Alan Peck has gone with him. Alan Peck looks to go wide, but it's Paul Miller that's got to the front. He's gone wide now. He comes up the inside, gets in front of Alan Peck as they go into this bottom corner. Paul Miller gets to the front, but again he's gone very wide. You can see Kevin Laird has now moved through into first place. Oh, we're all looking, I'm sure, for where Richard Piggott was, and he's back in fifth place at the moment. Big shot for the trying to work his way through. The long way round. Lionel Cox now moves through into third place. Paul Miller won't give up this lead very easily. He'll be desperately trying to get round Kevin Laird as he gets towards the front. Kevin Laird and Dick Ormeroyd, though, holding on to the race at the moment. Getting very, very close now is Paul Miller. It's getting close to that third place. Fourth place, and already is going Lionel Cox. While Paul Miller is also going after Kevin Lyde, but Kevin is riding a terrific race at the moment. He really hasn't put a foot wrong as he goes into this top bend for the last time. Goes down the hill. This is where he can put his foot at the bottom of that hill down the back. Goes to the outside, indeed he does. He's been riding the wider lines as he comes around this top bend, cuts underneath, tries to get up the inside, and indeed he does get up the inside. And what a terrific last bend from Paul Miller. He kidded Kevin Lyde into the fact that he was going to go around the outside, then intelligent riding, he aims at his hard, hopes he can get enough drive to get up the inside. He did just that. What a terrific sidecar final we've had, and I think you'll agree that all three finals so far have been absolutely tremendous. A brilliant victory for Paul Miller and stand-in passenger Lester Goodwin. And the winners this year, after a very hard-fought competition, it was of course Paul Miller and Lester Goodwin. Well, why not? Another round of applause perhaps for all three crews. So he can go far away from me as he possibly can. Now hang on, Paul. The video man says that he only sells videos, but you actually say a few controversial words at the end of the day. I don't know what he means by that, but Paul, this standing passenger is proving a bit useful, isn't it?
Extremely. It's a shame. Lester's got his own outfit, and it's a shame really that he's got to go and ride it. But I suppose he spent the money, but he can do the nationals because he's going to earn his national licence shortly. But up until then, unless one of the passengers fit, then Lester's been kind enough to stand in. He's going to do the European final that we made reserve. So nothing controversial though, I'm afraid. Only to say that it's about time I outwitted him, and I did it today.
Well, I think I agree with you, Paul. Yes, you did do it. Of course, all three in the sidecar class line of Cox and Greg Hagan, Kevin Lyde and Dick Allroyd, and Paul Miller and Lester Goodwin.
Kevin Lyde and Dick Allroyd, last year's, and indeed this year's reigning champion thus far, defending that championship, which they won last year. Kevin, of course, won it back in '92 as well. We've got Brian Palmer, who's also won the championship before, with Danny Hogg in the chair this time. He won it back in 1993. He was the top qualifier on points, incidentally. He's had a third in '94, third in '92 and '91, and in fact is currently the best British driver who's still competing. That is in Europe, that is, with a 5th place back in 1993. We haven't seen a lot of Cecil Taylor. I think Cecil had a 4th there some time back in that European final, but Brian is the best performance we've had for quite a few years. Very, very hard competition. Well, Kevin Lyde and with back. It's Brian Palmer who makes the best of the start. It's Brian Palmer and Danny Hogg who lead as they go round the top bend. So it's Brian Palmer and Danny Hogg with the advantage at the moment they come around towards us for the first completed lap. Tucked in behind is Paul Miller and Lester Goodwin, then Kevin Lyde and Dick Allroyd, and behind in number 34, Jerry Squirrel and Derek Page. And look at Paul Miller. Where this guy comes from. And it looks as though Paul Miller and Lester Goodwin are going to ease their way through. Brian Palmer and Danny Hogg going to have to settle for second spot as they go up the hill. Kevin Lyde, Dick Allroyd close up in third. In 4th place, Gerald Squirrel, Derek Page, and then Lionel Cox and Greg Hagan. Looking to close up, really straining away to close up on the leaders. That leader out in front, the crew of Paul Miller and Lester Goodwin. And Kevin Lyde closing up just a little, I think, on Brian Palmer and Danny Hogg. These three now. Bad luck and a puncture, but you need all the luck you can get to win a British Championship. It's so difficult. Paul Miller then to win. Brian Palmer in 2nd place. Kevin Lyde in 3rd. In 4th place, Lionel Cox. And in 5th place, Jerry Squirrel. Richard Piggott, we've got Paul Miller, Jim Rowland, Dave Collins. and Ricky Neal. So some very, very good crews going in race 16. So here we go then, race 15 gets underway. Paul Miller hits the front, Richard Piggott right on his heels, and Ricky Neal it was in third place. So Richard Piggott on the inside. Great helper at the Wimborne Whopper every year. Gosh, think of the Wimborne Whopper. That's not so far away, you know. Richard Piggott still carrying on in second place. And Jim Rowlands working on third, and Jim Rowlands takes third as we go around. Comes around the water once again. That's Paul Miller and Lester Goodwin. And in front. Hard on their heels is Richard Piggott and Lynn Collins. Jim Rowlands in third, Ricky Neal in fourth, and in fifth place. Holding up the challenge at the moment. One more lap to go for Paul Miller and Lester Goodwin. But Richard Piggott and Lynn Collins, a good team in there. They're really working hard. They're pressing the leaders all the way to the flag. Front, and I think they've got to stay there, surely. They've got the inside line. Paul Miller that in, Lester Goodwin who wins. Lynn Collins and Ricky Piggott who wins in second place. And in third place, Jim Rowland and Mark Griffiths. So here we go, Richard Piggott in the middle, but it's Paul Miller who leads, followed by Richard Piggott, and Lionel Cox is in there as well. Lionel Cox goes high on the bank. So it's Paul Miller then, out in front, running number 17, Lester Goodwin in the chair. Richard Piggott with Lynn Collins in the chair in second place. In third place, number 78, Lionel Cox and Grace Hagan, with Jim Rowlands and Mark Griffiths. So Paul Miller then, driving superbly. Lester Goodwin doing the business in the chair, driving that crib prepared. Coming round towards the tight line, no way around, except down the outside. Paul Miller wins, Richard Piggott in second place. Lionel Cox in third, Jim Rowlands in fourth. There we go then, the 500 sidecars, first semi-final. Paul Miller goes up through the middle. Simon Beard was right there with him, but it's Paul Miller as we look straight into the front. One of those very difficult days for everyone, and it's still Paul Miller out in front. Malcolm Goodwin's got up into second, so Malcolm continuing his Lester Goodwin leading. They come round for the last lap flag. In second place it's still Malcolm Goodwin and Gary Rockall. And in third, number 4, Simon Beard and James Croft. Just ahead of Alan Peck and Richard Piggott. Well, victory then going to outfit number 17. The winners then of the 500 Sidecar Championship 1995, Paul Miller and Lester Goodwin. Don't step back, Alan. We don't want you back in hospital, whatever happens. Fellas, Paul, close last year. You managed it this time.
Yes, thoroughly deserved, I feel.
What is to a fault, this lad?
I don't know, it was very, very hard going out there. I mean, the track was good, it was really fast. Obviously the dust was a problem, but I mean, my own personal opinion is I'd rather have the dust than the wet. So it suited me more than maybe it suited other people. But we made the gates, we were unbeaten all day, and it was unfortunate that the final didn't run. But life's a bitch, and we had it last year, and when it's back time we will pay back.
Yeah, congratulations. What about this fellow over here?
He's a good passenger. Without a doubt, he helped us win today.
Well, I hope he did. You ought to be pretty proud of your efforts, didn't you, Lester?
Yeah, well, it's nice to get out and have a ride, you know.
You know how these drivers are, they always think they could do it without you, really.
Well, he says he can, but one I can't.
We all know he can't. Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the 500 Sidecar Championship 1995, Paul Miller and Lester Goodwin. And up the other side, the joint second place for Gary Lloyd and Dave Higgin, Malcolm Goodwin and Gary Rockwell.
Both of them having race victories first time out, but let's not forget that Lester Goodwin had a good ride first time. He joins them as well. Number 4, Simon Baird, had a good ride as well. Lionel Cox had all sorts of problems. I wonder if he's got those sorted out for his second outing this afternoon. Already the last of the outfits coming to line. I think that is in fact number 20, Alan Peck, who was included into the race programme. He in fact is the last to come into line. The starter moves away. Away go the tapes, and what an interesting race we've got in prospect. Conditions worse than they were when they first come out, but Paul Miller makes a terrific start. Paul Miller is this afternoon, move into that top corner. Now Goodwin moving up, and I can see that Paul Miller's gone very, very wide. It is outfit number 30 that's coming through, Mel Goodwin and Gary Rockwell. It was Lester Goodwin and Clive Goodwin that were back in third, and now Lester Goodwin comes through on the inside of Mel Goodwin. A great scrap going on there for that second place. Paul Miller and Bob Reed being allowed to get away a little bit as the outfit in second as well, battle for that second place. Lester Goodwin it is that goes into that top corner. It's very, very tight. Paul Miller again has gone very, very wide. So Lester Goodwin moves up a lot closer to Paul Miller as they're coming into this bottom half of the circuit. Mel Goodwin has lost those front two for a moment. As we see Paul Miller again comes in hard into this bottom bend. Lester Goodwin a much, much tighter bend, and that was a good bend for Lester as he gets close to Paul Miller again. Now Paul Miller's been getting this top corner wrong, and I'm sure they're desperately trying to do something about that. Lester Goodwin spins it almost completely round. Manages to hang on to it though as he gets down that back straight, still there in second place. No answer from Mel Goodwin and Gary Rockwell in third at the moment. They can just watch those front two crews going away from them. Into the last lap then goes Paul Miller and Bob Reed, looking for their second victory this afternoon. Lester Goodwin and Clive Goodwin come from in that second place now. There was some sort of a condition you do and get it sideways on that top end with one eye door. No such mistakes this time. Down the back straight they go. That gap was opened up, and Mel Goodwin perhaps is starting to get a bit closer. Well, there is just half a lap to go as Paul Miller and Bob Reed come around off the bottom bend towards the checker flag. That's their second ride and their second win. They keep them excellent. Lester Goodwin and Clive Goodwin take second. Mel Goodwin and Gary Rockwell take third.
underway. Gary Lloyd on the inside, but up the outside is Steve Kenchington, but it's Gary Lloyd with the advantage as they go into the first stand. Yep. Gary Lloyd down there. Going well, looks like Lester Goodwin has broken through in that second spot. Steve Kenchington and Paul Hannam in third. Gary Lloyd then, just out in front. Lester Goodwin and Clive Goodwin in second. Trying to close up on Gary Lloyd, but he's very close to down the back side and going for a gap. They got a gap there. Well, let's see. Someone's going to have to knock it off into the stand. Gary Lloyd in front. Lester Goodwin in second place. Lester Goodwin trying to come up the inside, and Lester Goodwin gets in front. Gary Lloyd then switches to the inside to try and come back at the bottom top there. He's not going to make it, and it's going to come to the ball and in third place. So right in front there. Lester and Clive Goodwin on the XPM side. Behind the Gary Lloyd trying the tighter line, hoping to close up on the leaders. Still Steve Kenchington and Paul Hannam in third, and in fourth place is Brian Canning and John Buxton. So looking across to the far side, Lester Goodwin and Clive Goodwin then from Tunbridge. And the checker flag's out. Victory then for Lester Goodwin and Clive Goodwin. Gary Lloyd and Dave Higgin in second place. Steve Kenchington and Paul Hannam in third. Brian Canning and John Cookson in fourth. And in fifth place, Norman Hames and Andy Hopkins. Simon Beard making a good start. Chris Salisbury going with him, and Simon Beard on the inside. Chris Salisbury on the outside, and they go round the top end side by side, and that's the inside through will render advantage. And in fact, Chris Salisbury's gone out wide and let Lester Goodwin through. So Lester Goodwin then going after the leader. That leader is Simon Beard. So Lester Goodwin coming up the inside. Simon Beard in second place. Chris Salisbury in third. Brian Hames in first. Well, Lester and Clive Goodwin really mean business here this afternoon. Still tucked in behind them, it's Simon Beard. Simon Beard with James Stock in the chair, and Chris Salisbury and Gary Dean in third. That is Lester Goodwin, Lester Goodwin and Clive Goodwin on the XPM job. All the way up top in Tunbridge, and going well here. Simon Beard still tucked in second spot. Chris Salisbury trying to close that from that third position. Norman Hames in fourth. In fifth place is Steve Rowland, and behind him is Paul. And Chris Salisbury really closes right up. And come around them to be the checkered flag. Is Chris Salisbury going to manage to steal that second spot? Victory goes number 47 to Lester Goodwin. Second place just to Simon Beard, I think. And just behind him, 4-8 Chris Salisbury. And then number 21, Norman Hames. Here we go then, the 500 Sidecar Dazzler final. Gary Lloyd making a good start, and Gary Lloyd gets ahead of the field. Paul Miller is right back in the dust, and not quite sure what's going on here. We've got flags going in all. I'm not quite sure what's... I think the outfit should be got off the surface straight away. making the best of the start. Gary Lloyd going with him in second place, and Simon Beard it is in third. No, Paul Miller and Dave Collin then. Well, the first running of this, they hadn't made such a good start, but they've made up for it this time. Gary Lloyd still in that second place, Simon Beard in third, Lester Goodwin in fourth. Kensington in fifth spot. So it's Paul Miller then, Dave Collin. British champion for 1996. For this start, showing us just how quick they can go. Gary Lloyd and Dave Higgins. Third place in this year's championship. Second spot on the moment. Lester and Goodwin in third. Third is just on super far side. It's a great chance to establish themselves out in front of the 500 sidecar squad. One more lap to go. Gary Lloyd still in second place, but knows he's got the Goodwin hard on his heel. Lester and Goodwin. Challenge in that second spot, Julius will go round the last lap. Gary Lloyd first and Dave Higgins in second. They'll hang on grimly to the racing line. Lester Goodwin and Clive Goodwin in third. They're coming tight, they're hoping to get through. Will they get there? Not quite, I think. Fourth place then to Simon Beard. So, victory then in the Dazzler 500 sidecar for 1996 to Paul Miller and Dave Collin. And I think Gary Lloyd and Dave Higgins just hung on to take second from Lester Goodwin and Clive Goodwin.
The 500 sidecar competition today, fast and furious as ever. Third place, Lester and Clive Goodwin.
Thanks very much.
I'll see you later.
Yeah.
Don't get off.
So then, we're okay. We've got a nice signing J now. We are away. So, looking across to the far side, they're all tightly bunched as they go into the first bend, and let's see who has the advantage. They come out towards us. And on the end, Lionel Cox won a third place in his first outing with the advantage. Lester Goodwin in that second spot. That's Lionel Carter then. Going for a win here, but Lester Goodwin hard on his heels as they go into that far bend for the second time. Lionel Cox and Grace Hagan in this inside places, Chris Salisbury, and behind him number 21 Norman Hayes. So Chris Salisbury, who had a second in his first outing, sitting in third spot at the moment, will be very, very pleased and hoping to maintain this form all afternoon. And the man from just outside of Malvern will be very broadly. Still, Lester Goodwin leading the way past the man in front of him, but that man is Lionel Cox. And Lionel Cox and Grace Hagan had the advantage. Have they lost it? It looks like they have, because it's the Goodwins who go by. And Chris Salisbury challenges as well. So Lester Goodwin then, and Clive Goodwin on with the advantage at the moment. Chris Salisbury now moves in second place. Lionel Cox and Grace Hagan in third. And in fourth place, number 21 Norman Hayes and Andy Hopkins. So there's a great battle still going on for the lead. And Chris Salisbury is keeping the pressure on the leader. In fact, challenges going into that top end. And the Goodwins give way, and it's Chris Salisbury with the advantage, but he's going to come awfully wide. So Chris Salisbury in front. Lester Goodwin in second place. That's the way they finish. Lionel Cox in third.
of the semi-finals, and if you look across the far side, you see that Leicester and Clive Goodwin have made yet again a terrific start. They dive into that first corner. It's Chris Salisbury that's got the chase on. He took advantage of that as well as Chris Salisbury, and Leicester Goodwin got very, very close indeed. Steve Kenyon up in the second, not wanting to let Leicester Goodwin get away from him. Tries to stay close to him on the far side as he dives into this top corner. This, I must admit, is where Steve Kenyon looks quicker to me. So that's where I think he's going. Still seems to lead, but only just as they go into this bottom turn. Chris Salisbury watching what's going on in front of him. He'll take advantage of any mistakes that are made, that's for sure. He'll try and stay in close contention as he goes up that back straight. It's Lionel Cox that's leading the rest of the field at the moment, sitting in fourth place. But all eyes on Fury on this one. Steve Kenyon and the Nilpop will trying so hard to stay with Leicester Goodwin. They've left a gap for Chris Salisbury to come through. And Chris Salisbury and Gary Hughes looking comfortable in second now as they go into this top turn. Can Steve Kenyon push Chris Salisbury on to make it down again Leicester Goodwin? Leicester and Clive Goodwin still unbeaten this afternoon. Chris Salisbury gets second place, that's good points for him, and that's sure of a place in the final. Steve Kenyon and Neil Pocknall now must wait to see what happens in the next semi. Brian Palmer and Danny Hogg. We're underway as we're watching go up the bank straight. Who's made the best of the start? It looks like Simon Baird, but I can see going round the outside is Raz Palmer as he comes up that top turn. As well, Simon Baird tries to dive through on the inside again, but it's Leicester and Clive Goodwin that have got to the front. They've been very much in control this afternoon, but they had to work around that first turn. Now, what can the rest of the field stay with them? As Brian Palmer tries to go around the outside of Simon Baird. It's all getting very close again on that top turn. Chris Salisbury closing up as well. Gary Lloyd desperately looking for a way through. But at the moment, it's Brian Palmer that's got the chase on to go after Leicester Goodwin. He's now got himself in the second. Simon Baird in third. But Leicester and Clive Goodwin look very much in control. One more lap to go for them. Indeed. Brian Palmer and Danny Hogg will try everything they can to catch him on that last turn. Simon Baird will be pushing hard. He's in that third place at the moment. Gary Lloyd still battling with Chris Salisbury for that fourth and fifth place. But as we come to the last corner, Brian Palmer will have a go as they come to the line. Oh, we shouldn't forget, of course, that Leicester and Clive Goodwin were defending this title. They won the Jim Cole Spectacular in atrocious conditions last year down at Ware. They battled through it and they won it. Very deservedly so that day, and this afternoon, conditions totally different. They've ridden superbly. They've taken it once again. The winners this afternoon in the 500 sidecars, Leicester and Clive Goodwin. And I think very worthy winners this afternoon. They haven't had it easy, although they at times made it look that way. The overall victors in the 500cc sidecars, Leicester and Clive Goodwin. What's this? There's no such thing as luck. Yeah, is that the end of the cameras? Now, I've got to say that this is a bit intriguing because they were looking for the trophy a minute ago, and I know you won it last year. What have you done with it?
I didn't get it off Paul last year.
Oh no, that's what we were trying to remember. Who had it the year before? You reckon it was Paul Miller?
Said he didn't get one.
No, I don't believe that for a minute, but obviously now you've won it twice. I think we can put a bit of pressure on the club to make sure we find it. He is, after all, a Wimborne Club member, isn't he? Hey, fantastic ride this afternoon, Leicester. I know you do travel across the continent a lot, but fabulous to come to tracks like this and have that sort of racing.
Yeah, the club works hard on the track. It's started to get a bit rough towards the end, but it's the same for everybody, so just got to take it as it comes. But without Bob and Pat round today, they spent a lot of money on the engine, and without them I wouldn't have been here today.
Well, fantastic to hear, and indeed you may contribute to them, because it does take a lot to keep these outfits going, doesn't it? It's very difficult to keep competitive.
Yeah, it's even harder when you go abroad and you have to spend thousands and thousands of pounds on your engine, but the race over here, nothing against the boys, you don't have to spend so much money, but it's a lot harder when you go abroad.
Well, indeed it is. We know that Formula's over there this afternoon representing the UK. Plans for the future?
Yeah, to go and win the British final and then get into Europe for next year.
Oh, fantastic. We know you're very strong competitor, and Clive, I couldn't let you get away without a few words. Well, you see, I'm one of those people that believes that it is a partnership in sidecar racing, but you're enjoying the way it's going at the moment.
Yeah, you could probably avoid the bumps a bit more, so it's a bit easier for me, but yeah, I think we're going well, and I'd like to say thanks to Pat and Bob, because without them, we wouldn't be here today doing what we do so well.
Well, indeed, and doing what you do so well is winning this afternoon. The winners of the 500cc sidecar competition, Lester and Clive Goodwin. Fighting it out for that second place, and all sorts of problems for that second and third place. But as they break down the back straight, they start to sort themselves out. Lionel Cox has got up into second place when all that scrapping was going on in the first bend. But out in front is outfit number 4, Malcolm Goodwin back in 4th place at the moment. So, can they close the gaps? Malcolm Goodwin getting a good lead at the moment. There's problems for Lionel Cox on the far side. So, second place changes as Lionel Cox pulls up into the centre green. Still the lead with Malcolm Goodwin. But Lester Goodwin now starting. Well, that's really where my eyes are at the moment on that second place, because Lester Goodwin's getting closer and closer to Chris Salisbury. Lionel Cox looks to have got his machinery going again, so he rejoins the circuit. It's Malcolm Goodwin and Gary Rockwell. There is space between them and Chris Salisbury, fighting his way around that bottom turn to try and hang on to make sure there are no gaps. Lester Goodwin looks for one and he finds one. Lester Goodwin goes through in the second place, so as they come towards the checkered flag, it's going to be for the Goodwin family as Malcolm Goodwin takes the win. Lester
takes rise, who's going to get the start this time on this last CW 500cc sidecar. They make their way up their backstraight, and looks like number 3, Lester Goodwin and Clive Goodwin work their way through on the inside of the lead, going into that top corner. Lester and Clive Goodwin will manage there, keeping a tight line towards the end. Second place. And Bob Graves in second place, but look, they could lose that second place to the outfit in third position. They make their way up that back straight once again. Still Lester and Clive Goodwin building themselves a clear lead over Simon Beard and Bob Graves, still holding that second place position. In third place, and Galaxy in the second, third and fourth place. Lester and Clive Goodwin increase their lead all the time going up that back straight. Still Simon Beard in third place and Keith Jewell in third position. Hanging on to that third place as up the back straight goes your race leader, and coming through looks to be on course for a good victory in this race. Number 16, Heat 3 of the 500cc sidecars. It's number 3, Lester and Clive Goodwin to get the win. Second is number 13. Number 11, and finally number 8. Final, so just the 5 outfits And they come into line to get race 51 away at the second time of asking. Start could be so crucial. Takes 5 series, they get it away. Lionel Cox again has made a super start there, but it's good when he gets on the inside. Goodwin then from Cox looks like Palmer in third place. They go into that top turn on lap number 1. It's the Goodwin do showdown from Lionel Cox and goes over. Cox and Gracehagen drop back to third place as Palmer gets round the outside. Cox and Hagen and sets about chasing the Goodwins. They got that back straight once again. It's Esther and Clyde Goodwin just in a Brian Palmer as they move into that top corner once again. Lionel Cox and Gracehagen holding that third place position as Palmer trying to around there. Down the outside line, Goodwin on the inside, Palmer again goes to speed on it. Cox for a dive back to on the inside with Palmer as they race at that back straight once again then. It's Goodwin who shows from Palmer. It's Cox in third place. That's holding through. They come off that top turn once again. Goodwin holding on the inside. Palmer second. There's Cox and Cox and Gracehagen in third. Almost squeezed out there by Simon Bird is in fourth place, looking to get that third place vision. Lightly at the back as up the back straight. They go once again. The gap is closing between first and third. The very much between us. Leading further, coming up to the other lap. Simon Bird trying to pick up second and third place all in one goes. He dives through on the inside of that corner, gets inside Cox and Hagen, with the Cox and Hagen retake that third place instead of out chasing Brian Palmer again. And while this is happening, the second, third and fourth, it's the Goodwins who pull away at the front of there, terrific scrap. Palmer in second, Lionel Cox and Gracehagen in third, Beard's in third place, Reid in 5, and we've got a passenger left, and Gracehagen has come off that the third place machine. The red flags are out as Lionel Cox has lost his passenger Gracehagen there, coming off that top corner. And that again is a sad way for a final to end with Gracehagen coming off the machine there on the penultimate lap.
Well, the starter moves away. They get underway, and Lester Goodwin's made a good one. But going with him on the inside of him is number 5, Andy Hopkins. And it is Andy that's just got the front wheel as they go into that first turn. He stayed tight, and there were sort of quicker lines than the race before, being much wider. Could be in for yet another scrap in this second heat of 500 sidecars. Andy's going a little wide. Lester Goodwin sees the opportunity, knows he's up the inside, gets that outfit just in front, and as Andy chopped and changed lines, he's coming back on the inside on the exit of the bend. Hopkins trying to stay with them. It's Lionel Cox is in third place at the moment, leading with Chris Salisbury in fourth. But as they go into this top turn, Lester Goodwin loses a chain guard by the look of it. He won't be worried about that at the moment. Out for the very first time this year as passenger 4 Miller, and he's made a mistake on that turn. Recovers it quickly, but Lionel Cox has got in front of him as they go into the last turn. There'll be a checker flag this time, and again Andy Hopkins puts it round. Lester Goodwin. It means that Lionel Cox will actually take that second spot. Well, Lionel Cox, in fact, goes in this one. There's a change to your programme because there's no Tony Cook. Remind you that Ronnie Stewart is actually passengering for 2 outfits this afternoon. That's Lionel Cox, one of them, and of course his original ride with Brian Canning. So the change is that Lionel Cox goes in this one. And of course, and takes up the lead, but Lionel Cox comes back at him. Oh, I was expecting to see Lester Goodwin featuring in this one because he had a win first time out, and just as I say that, he goes straight through the middle of both of those outfits and gets himself to the front. A terrific thing for Lester and Clyde Goodwin. once again to get himself up in a second. Two Alphas together as they go into the top turn. So Lester and Clive Goodwin getting away from Chris Salisbury, but he comes back at them again. He's gone out wide. Lionel Cox has had to switch to go to the Sidecar and Gary Hughes fighting every inch of the way to get that second place. Well, they had a third first time out. An improvement on that, and good point scoring as they go through. It's a checkered flag this time, and it's a second. We've got 4 outfits that are here today, qualified for the European semi-finals. Lester Goodwin, Clive Goodwin, Malcolm Goodwin and Gary Rock will go to Germany in 3 weeks' time to represent this country in the European 500 sidecar semi. And Chris Salisbury and Lionel Cox go to Holland in 2 weeks' time. So an awful lot happening on the European circuit now. We're really getting into that time of year. As we get underway with this particular heat, it's race 36 in your programme. Lester Goodwin and Clive Goodwin on the outside, Malcolm Goodwin and Gary Rockall on the inside. The two of them together go around that first turn. Malcolm gets the advantage. At the moment, but it is the two Goodwin brothers that get away, or 3 I should say, shouldn't I? There's 3 of them out there. Malcolm Goodwin and Gary Rockall with the lead from Lester Goodwin and Clive Goodwin. Trying, I think, psychologically to make sure that Lester and Clive don't go through the final on a maximum. And Gary Hughes still in 3rd place at the moment. This indeed is all about the qualifying, and disappointed to see that Chris Hall has been left on the start line. Would really have had no answer to them, or dare I suggest that perhaps they're content with 2nd place. They know they've got through to the final, they've already had 2 wins. Checkered flag goes then, it's a win for Malcolm Goodwin and the Gary Rockall. Alfie number 3 in 2nd place. It is Lionel Cox and Ronnie Stewart. Chris Salisbury and Andy Hopkins has got himself into this final. Well, as they get underway and straight down that back straight, that looks to me very much like Malcolm Goodwin has got to the front with Lester behind him. So it could be a family battle for 1 and 2, or is anybody else going to get involved? Lionel Cox is going for 2nd. So Lester Goodwin is going to pull out all the stops as he gets away from Lionel Cox in that 2nd spot. Goes up the back straight, but Malcolm Goodwin and Gary Rockall look to be in terrific form. Oh, perhaps their disappointment of not making the final at the Battle of Britain. They want to prove that they can win here at Tunbridge, perhaps. Well, Lester Goodwin and Clive Goodwin, by no means should you write them off. They will stay with them all the way. Well, into this top bend, we're looking to see the sort of lines that Malcolm Goodwin is taking. A little bit further out, that might be a slightly quicker line. Certainly the rider who's got to do the chasing has got to take the gambles, because the rider in front will always take the safe options. Just keep it safe, keep it tight. But Lester Goodwin under pressure now from Chris Salisbury. So there's going to be a battle for that 3rd and 4th place. So the gap does look a bit too big for Lester Goodwin to do anything about Brother Malcolm. As they go into the last lap, Malcolm Goodwin. Very, very close to Lionel Cox. They're almost together as they go in that bend. Lionel Cox still going in 3rd place. One more corner to negotiate as the checker flag is made ready and Lester Goodwin closes up and Malcolm's done enough. Malcolm Goodwin stands up. Lester and Clive Goodwin came second and Lionel Cox. Right, we move on then to second place, and they did push it all the way. I thought at one time they were going to catch those leaders, but they finished up in second. Lester Goodwin, Clive Goodwin. And no comments about that's the only time he gives you a mug, no? But it hasn't got anything in it. Right, we move on to the winners then. I got down with Dennis Goodwin Trophy, but he got that name up here again because it was, of course, Malcolm Goodwin and Gary Rocco. Does that mean we've got nearly all the family?
Only one more to go, and he's in Oxford.
Only one more? Of course, yeah, he's up in Oxford, isn't he? But...
Nearly all the family.
Right, the photographs are taken. One big round of applause then for Lionel Cox and Danny Hogg. Lester Goodwin and Clive Goodwin. Malcolm Goodwin and Gary.
Looks a little bit tight with Malcolm Goodwin and Lester Goodwin really going for the same bit of track, and I think Malcolm got there first. Looking across to the far side, we'll pick it up a little more clearly as they come round towards us. So here's Malcolm Goodwin is out in front, Lester Goodwin is just pushing on. In third place is Brian Palmer, and in fourth place they go past us, Mike Reed. Well, this is a Goodwin battle, isn't it? So we're getting lots of cheers for the Goodwins on our right, but I don't think the crowd knows which one to cheer for this time. But I'm sure they'll make up their mind shortly. They're cheering for Leicester, they tell me. Right. So Malcolm Goodwin in front, Leicester, Brian Palmer still in third. Still in fourth is Mike Reed. Back a little way to number 91. Ahead of him, back a little bit to number 57. So on the far side, the positions remain as they are, except Brian Palmer seems to be creeping up on Lester Goodwin. Then all of a sudden, Lester looks down, some authority and moves away a little bit. Malcolm Goodwin in second place. Brian Palmer in third. And in fourth place, number 57, Mike Reed and Mark Thorpe. Number 30 is Malcolm Goodwin and Gavin Rowe. He's been making tremendous starts all day as a man there, and Malcolm's really going well. Riding abroad a little bit this year, getting a lot of good experience. Look at the platform before, we're looking for years already for Goodwin up in second place. In third place is Simon Beard. Chris Salisbury in fourth. So is Lester Goodwin chasing Malcolm Goodwin, and out front it's Malcolm Goodwin at the moment with the advantage, but this is going to be a tight one. Still then Malcolm Goodwin and Gavin Rowe going well, but they come wide. Lester Goodwin flying in, but he closed up an awful lot fifth, Malcolm Goodwin in front. It's Lester Goodwin in second place. Now Norman Ames pulls out. Look at this titanic battle we've got up front here in the closing stage of this race. They go into the last lap with Malcolm Goodwin in front. Lana Beard in third, Chris Salisbury in fourth, and in fifth place Jim Rowlands. So then Lester Goodwin keeping the pressure on all the way to the flag here. Malcolm Goodwin out front with the advantage at the moment and looking to hang on grimly to that advantage. Lester Goodwin trying to close up, letting nothing go by. Malcolm Goodwin, Lester Goodwin in second place. Simon Beard in third, Chris Salisbury in fourth, and Jim Rowlands in fifth. Doesn't quite get there. Paul Miller's there first, but Malcolm Goodwin's right on his heels. Gary Lloyd in fourth place. Look at them all battling away. We're looking for Lester Goodwin trying to get really into contention here. So then, who's going to have this one as they come towards it? So out there, it's all happening. A tremendous 500 sidecar final. Paul Miller then trying to pull away from the opposition, trying to make that a third championship win on the trot. All coming hard after the and it's Lyle Cox in fifth. So this time around then it's Lester Goodwin who's, oh, they all close up on the far side there. Lester Goodwin got ahead of Malcolm. But can Malcolm do anything at all about this? Suddenly out front, Paul Miller with Dave Collins. Goodwin, can they hold off number 30, Malcolm Goodwin and Gavin Rowe? They're getting very, very, very near indeed. Did they touch then? It was so tight. Gary Lloyd still in fourth place, but he's being pushed hard as well. So they come to the last bend. The victory's going to go to Paul Miller. Malcolm Goodwin gets third, Brian Palmer gets fourth, and Gary Lloyd gets fifth. Lionel Cox gets sixth. Third place, Lester Goodwin and Clive Goodwin. Here they come. The other crew in training, you notice? Congratulations, fellas. Lester Goodwin and Clive Goodwin, great performance.
John Halsey, Jason Benny, Ivor Matthews, Simon Wall, Dave Steer and Rob Sharrock. In your programme, we're with the 500cc sidecars. Paul Miller out for the first time and he's already got himself to the front. Thank you very much indeed. It's close going up the back straight as Lester and Clive Goodwin have got the advantage on the inside. Paul Miller's now got to work to try and stay with Lester Goodwin as he looks for a wide line. Cuts back underneath. National champion for 1997, and Lester Goodwin was very close to him on that day, and again he's showing that he certainly is his class. Race last night in Holland, back over here to compete in the rough. It's Mike Reed for the lead, but at the moment we've seen a checker flag being made. It's going to be a terrific victory for Lester. Paul Miller Paul finished in third spot. To race 33 as they're very interested in working out the points of who it is to go with that big final for the record this year. It's not to play on the game on the same as last day, but they get underway. Mathieson, as they're in second place at the moment. Brad Palmer desperately trying to get that second place though, and it is Brian Palmer and Danny Hobb that go round the outside. Dazzler and Clive get away, and Brian Palmer get that second. Good scrap between these two. Will Madison still there, but Brian Palmer's got the long way round. Oh, this is going to be a fight to the battle, isn't it? The Dutch crew going to everyone at the moment, holding that second, but Brian Palmer's going to set the edge up to go around the outside. One more left to go, Brian Palmer now will try and cut the avenues off. Lionel Cox is up in fourth place. As they go up the back straight, it is Brian Palmer that's got up into second. This is good points for him. And as they come towards the checker flag this time, guaranteeing a place in the final, the crew are out for number 3. Esther and Brian Palmer and Danny Hope get second. William Madison and Ernie Bauer get third place. That's not going to do him any good at all. Brian Palmer's made a good start, but best of all going into that first turn, it is Paul Miller and Dave Collins. The intention of trying to find his way through as he goes into that first turn. Going on to fourth and fifth, and Lester Goodwin has got problems now with Brian Palmer going around his outside. But Paul Miller, the British champion for 1997, pulls away, drives hard to the center.
What's he doing?
To Brian Palmer, he doesn't do so this time, and Brian Palmer again renews his challenge on Lester and Clive Goodwin in second. Oh, we want to see if the room is the same. Brian Palmer is they're going to take some cash in with only half a lap to go. Doesn't look as if it's going to be possible. It does look as if he's going to complete his match with the comfortable rules for second flag. He needs to have this. He's won the race 3 times in a row. Miller and Dave Collins, Lester Goodwin and Clive Goodwin get second. Brian Palmer and Danny Hobb get third place.
Moving on to second place, and they rode in Holland yesterday afternoon. They've raced over here to get here. Brilliant day's racing, finishing in second place, Lester and Clive Goodwin.
In the paddock now with not Malcolm but Lester Goodwin, they do look alike, and Clive. What sort of season you had this year so far?
I've had a very good season so far. I just hope we can keep it going today. Bike's going good, engine's going good. I just hope it all comes together today, because you've only got to have one bad race and you've blown it really, and then you've got to start looking for the top 4 for the European for next year.
No, what's his name, Paul Miller today, so it looks like you've got to beat your brother today.
Paul?
No, seriously, it does look like you've got to beat Malcolm really, doesn't it?
Yeah, Mel is my main person to beat, but we're all there. Just got to get out the start, just keep him behind me for 4 laps, and I've got the confidence to do that. Like I say, my engine's going good, just had it rebuilt again, so hopefully we're going a bit faster now.
Right, over to Clive. What do you want me to ask you then, Clive?
Nothing really.
Nothing at all?
No.
Right, end of interview.
1993. We had Scott Dunn in the chair on that occasion. And we've got Jim Rowland down from the Welsh borderlands from Oswich Street. But Goodwin it is. At the moment, so Gary Lloyd and Dave Higgins not having a particularly good ride at the moment. They've got it all to do, back in 5th place, but as we look up front, it's Lester and Clive Goodwin leading. Grant Palmer there in 2nd place, Steve Kensington in 3rd. Up to 1, 2, 3. Behind them we've got Mike Reed, then we've got now Gary Lloyd making up a little bit of ground, but he's still got it all to do as they go into the bottom turn. It's the Goodwin's leading. Lester and Clive. One Brian Palmer and Danny Hogg in 2nd. Steve Kensington still there in 3rd. Jimmy Rowland in 4th. Well, Gary Lloyd, I think, was quietly optimistic in the paddock this morning, but back in 5th spot at the moment, trying to get into that 4th spot. But the checkered flag there for the Goodwin. Palmer 2nd, Kensington 3rd, Rowland's 4th, Higgins, and Gary Lloyd in 5th. Who leads as they go into the bottom turn. Are we going to see a turn up here? Because Brian Palmer and Danny Hogg lead, and there's absolutely nothing in it. The Goodwins in there. But Palmer is held at the moment by number 14, Simon Beard and Rob Graves. But Palmer's away. We're looking for the Goodwins. They're trying to get on terms. They're back in 3rd place at the moment. Simon Beard there in 2nd, and here comes Lester trying to go up the inside, but meanwhile Palmer is getting away. The Goodwins, they get through into 2nd place. Absolutely inch perfect up by Lester Goodwin and Clive Goodwin. Lester, known in the game as Burton Scores, he's now up into 2nd place, but it's Palmer who leads. And as they come off the bend, Lester again comes to the perfect on one turn, and Brian Palmer will know that he's got to hold it in on that last turn, otherwise the Goodwins are going to go on the inside. And as they go down the back straight, Goodwin's going to go on the outside, and Lester will switch to the inside. He'll try and come through on the peg, which he does, but Brian's got it. Brian Palmer gets there. Lester in 2nd, 3rd place goes to number 14, Simon Beard, and 4th place to number 91, Keith Drury. As they go into the 1st turn. In 2nd place then is Simon Beard, but it's Goodwin who lead as they come off the bend. Nice tight line on the bottom turn. Goodwin who lead down the back straight, but look at Simon Beard pushing them all the way, and Simon Beard in that 2nd spot with Robert Graves in the chair, but it's still the Goodwin boys lead. Lester, Goodwin. Simon Beard and Robert Graves still pushing them, and I was looking for Barry Bennett. Well, Barry's had a good 2 rides this afternoon, but it's all gone wrong in this one. Barry Bennett's at the back of the field at the moment. Through there, Chris Hall and Alan Lee. Look at this, it's all happening down the back straight, and Simon, I'm sure, will dive for the inside. Lester only has to go wide. He knows it. He holds the guideline and gets it. Lester Goodwin and Clive Goodwin. They win it. Good ride there for 14, Simon Beard and Robert Gray. 3rd place goes to number 221, Gary Radley and Roy Blower. And 4th place to Chris Hall. Hagan leading. Simon Beard there in second spot, but his final leading. Simon Beard, come on the outside, and Lionel Gray holding them. On the inside, there's surely nowhere to go up the inside. Lionel right on the flags, if he holds the flag, he's got a good chance of maintaining that first place. Lionel Cox and Grace Hagan then. They lead, and a sail on the bottom. Wow. Do we have a red flag or not? No, we don't have a red flag. We have yellow, yes we do. We've got a red flag on the bottom turn. So, that was unfortunate. Simon Beard and Robert Graves just getting it completely sideways on the bottom turn, and Robert went off the back. Simon did really well to control that, he really did. Lionel Cox and Grace Hagan up the inside. On the outside there it was Simon Beard and Simon challenging for that first spot again. And Goodwin trying to come up the inside. Lionel Cox and Grace Hagan. A little bit of a coming together on that bottom turn, which allows number 14, Simon Beard, to go around the outside. Lionel Cox and Grace Hagan still holding second spot, but it is Simon Beard and Robert Graves out in front. Here comes Lionel again and gone down. Out go number 14, Simon Beard and Robert Graves, but up the inside. Number 3, Lester and Clyde Goodwin, so the Goodwin boys lead. Lionel Cox and Grace Hagan there in second spot, and Chris Salisbury battling away for third spot, goes around the outside of Tony Cook to take up third. We're into the bottom turn, and problems there for number 14, Simon Beard and Robert Graves, straight out of it. Number 3, Lester and Clyde Goodwin again, get in it. They lead. Lionel Cox and Grace Hagan look as though they're going to be leading for the first time this afternoon, but it's not all over yet. So, the two Goodwin boys across from Kent, they lead. Here comes Lionel into the last turn, quick entrance, but I don't think he's going to get there. No, he isn't. Lester and Clyde, eight winning. Second place goes to Lionel Cox and Grace Hagan. And third place to number 418, Chris Salisbury. Support for Lionel, a lot of support for Raz, a lot of support for the Goodwin. It's Raz! Raz! Oh no, we've lost Lionel. Grace on the bottom turn. And Grace, once again, unfortunately, has taken a bump. The sidecar final gets underway. Chris Salisbury is not there, but all the others are as they go into the first turn. It is Goodwin on the inside, Raz on the outside. But it is the Goodwin boys. But here comes Ralph Palmer right round the outside, and he's challenging the Goodwin boys as they go into the bottom turn. And actually, to my left, a lot of support here for Raz today, but as we look to all else, it is Malcolm and Gary Russell leading. In second place, there is Lester and Clyde. Oh, Raz! Oh, dear me. Disaster for Raz Palmer. He goes out on the top turn, so we are left with the Goodwin boys battling it out between themselves. And here comes up the inside Lester and Clive Goodwin, and they take it up. In second place, Malcolm and Gary Russell. And in third place, it is number 2, Steve Kenchington and Paul Hannam. Well, Raz goes out. Chris Salisbury didn't ride, obviously. We had the bump involving Lionel Cox and Grace Hagan. So this one is a Goodwin benefit, and we've got Lester and Clive Goodwin coming in to take the second prize. In second place there. Just looking at the points, that means I think that Leicester and Clive are going to be the British champions. In second place, Mark Goodwin and Gary Rockwell, and in third place, Steve Kensington and Paul Hannum. Well, the winners today, last time I spoke to this guy was about 3 weeks ago. He came up to Mid-Wales for the Leighton Laser. We spent the night together in the pub beforehand. Unfortunately, we were drinking lemonade or something. Unfortunately, the meeting was cancelled. He'd had a disaster in Germany. I think the week before the meeting was cancelled with the rain. But today, everything has come good. The driver has been there before. He was passenger to Paul Miller 3 years ago. Today, British champions, Lester Goodwin and Clive Goodwin. Well on, fellas. I'm going to get out of the way. Well done. Serves him right, lad. How come, what I want to know is how come all my mates over there from Shropshire, how come they support a bloke who lives about 300 mile away? I don't want you to answer that, I'll tell you the answer. I'll tell you the answer, right? These pair, they come up to Shropshire meetings, they love coming up to Shropshire, they're always welcome, and we have a bloody good time, don't we? And to me, that's what the sport's all about. Going to meetings, other parts of the country, enjoying yourself. Unfortunately, it went wrong 3 weeks ago. The night after we had that night in the pub, the meeting was cancelled. In the pub, I said we're drinking lemonade, didn't I? Yeah. And today, British champion. You've been there before with Paul, first time as a driver. How's it feel?
Right. I don't know what to say really, it's just everything's been going good this year, the engine's been going good, a lot of thanks goes down into the engine, we've been doing a brilliant job of them. Bob and Pat putting the money up, just everybody else that helps, without them we wouldn't be here today. Brother for getting on the side, idiot. Just like to thank everybody.
Right, the obvious question, when are you going to start driving?
Never. I can't go as fast.
Were the first to get to what it needs. Out in front, leading from Trevor and Ronnie Stewart. Number 5, Andy Hopkins in third place. That in fact was exactly how they finished in their first heat. Generic in that term, that if it says they come from Kent, I'm sure that it's somewhere in the Kent area. So, I know we're on the far extremes of Kent, but they're certainly from this part of the world. Leicester and Clive Goodwin, let's not take anything away from them. They are cutting the mustard this afternoon. They are the outfit to beat. Trevor and Ronnie Seward have a battle on their hands with Andy Hopkins closing on them. That's outfit number 5, Andy Hopkins and Gordon Langford. Up from the... Second flag it is, and indeed the second one that Lester Goodwin has seen this afternoon. He takes the win. Trevor and Ronnie Seward finish in second, Andy Hopkins in third, so it's in fact a mirror image of the first leg. Underway, remember that point-wise it's dominated by 47 and Goodwin, and they already have got themselves to the front. Good to see that Chris Salisbury's much further up this time, but it's Trevor and Ronnie Seward that are in second place. Andy Hopkins in third at the moment, Chris Salisbury in fourth. So the order's slightly different than what we've seen in those first two heats. Andy Hopkins goes very wide, Chris Salisbury gets close to him, going up that back straight. Lester and Clive Goodwin are looking to make this thing good. They've had 2 wins already. And they really do look to be a little bit invincible this afternoon. Trevor Seward really the only one that's managed to get close to him, but he's had to be content with second places all the while. Up the back straight. That's not then to last that flag forward this time as they come by me. Problems indeed for Andy Hopkins. It looks as if he's lost his passenger on that top bend. Now they've gone into the last bend. Clark, of course, realising that in the interest of safety, has in fact put a red flag out. It means that we've just got to call 2 more riders up. They are the winners of the 500cc sidecar overall, and indeed, didn't they do it in fine style? 3 rides and 3 wins for Lester and Clive Goodwin. Now, before we put up on the rostrum, I've got to have a word, mate, because, you know, as you know, I watch you guys race on the continent and everything, but that was good out there today, wasn't it?
No. No, it's very good. Graham organised a very good meeting. Racing was good, you know, but perhaps we can have this back next time and have a few more good riders with us and put up a real good show.
Well, absolutely. I mean, the circuit's here, but it's those big boys in Germany and France that you want to beat, really, isn't it?
Yeah, they're the ones we've got to go over and beat. We had to go last year, but this year hopefully we can go one step further and get in amongst them.
Well, absolutely. All our wishes go with you, representing us on the continent. Very well done indeed. You want to join them up there on the rostrum? Let's give you the 1, 2, 3 of the 500cc sidecar. Nice big round of applause to Keith Jury and Richard Webb, Trevor and Ronnie Seward, Lester and Clive Goodwin. done indeed, guys.
Down there, people going to the wrong starting grids, but they've all been sorted out, and we've got a champion, and Andy Stevens going to the lead. With Keith Drury and Tony Cook in second place, so that's pairing there. They split these pairs up, although the pairs are in formation at the moment. With 71, Raz Palmer challenging hard in third place, but at the moment, Lester Goodwin, should he close the throttle and wait for his mate to catch up? I think he should have done, because Raz Palmer goes through and picks up the pair. Fights back now. Round that turn they come, then down the back straight they go. Keith Drury looks like he's going to lose another place if he's not careful here, so that won't help the points tally much if he does. Should Lester have waited for him? That's the question. Lester Goodwin looks behind him, sees the problem he's got. He's got a lap Palmer right there. He can't stay up there and let him go through. So the best he can do is salvage a win from this race, and Keith Drury must fight on, but fight on he doesn't. He's gone back down to fourth place. Raz Palmer sizing up the situation down there as he challenges hard with Lester Goodwin. The last lap flag goes out. It's Lester Goodwin from Raz Palmer and Danny Hogg. So Andy Hopkins and not Gordon Langford, I forgot who it is now, Guy Mitchell. Guy Mitchell on the chair there, and then Keith Drury and Tony Cook. Racing away here in the Otford Hills of Sevenoaks on the undulating grassland. Out goes the checkered flag. It's three, Lester Goodwin and Andy Stevens to take the win from Raz Palmer and Danny Hogg. Andy Hopkins and Guy Mitchell. Keith Drury and Tony Cook. Lester Goodwin on the front line. Looks like Keith Drury. Keith Drury is in third, that's his partner. Keith Richards is in second. So there's pairing split up here, and it's up to Keith Drury to come past Keith Richards to get on par with his partner. 1 and 1, 2, 3 and 3 and 91. We're on 11 points apiece in front at the start of this second leg, with Raz Palmer and Keith Richards pairings on 10. Here they come though. Checkered flag is out, number 3. Lester Goodwin and Andy Stevens pick it up. They take the win from Keith Richards in second place. Official result in a moment. Flat out, up the straight. Number 3. Goes for it. Raz Palmer wants as many points as he can get out of this race to save a little bit of grace and carry him towards the end of the afternoon. All hot stuff here at Oxford. Keith Drury in third place at the moment, so gaining a few points there. Andy Harrison and Keith Richards battling it away at the back. Number 3, Leicester Goodwin and Andy Stevens leading. Raz Palmer, Danny Hogg in second place. Then number 91, Keith Drury. Tony Cook holding on to third. Valuable points on them front 3 places, I can tell you. Raz Palmer gets the bit between his teeth now. On the last lap, he's going to try and take Leicester Goodwin on this one. Leicester Goodwin's going to try and hold on to it. Leicester Goodwin and Andy Stevens from Raz Palmer and Danny Hogg. From 91, Keith Drury and Tony Cook. Then Andy Kerrison and Steve Ashby. And then Keith Richards and Terry. Yes. A checkered flag for Leicester Goodwin and Andy Stevens. From 71, Raz Palmer and Danny Hogg. Keith Drury, Tony Cook, Steve Ashby. No, Andy Kerrison, Steve Ashby. And Keith Richards and Mr. Eames. They come, all to fight for on the front line. Andy Hopkins got the bit between his teeth now after that previous exclusion for causing the race to be stopped earlier. He's in second place at the moment. Leicester Goodwin and Andy Stevens lead it. Andy Hopkins and Guy Mitchell are there in second place. Then is Raz Palmer, which is Andy Hopkins' partner. So Palmer's there second and third. Keith Drury needs to be able to salvage as many points as possible from this to hold that advantage. Andy Hopkins goes after Leicester Goodwin. Leicester Goodwin on the inside, Andy Hopkins on the outside. It's hell for leather around this corner. Andy Hopkins really got the bit between his teeth. I don't think he liked being excluded earlier on. He's in front as they go past me. Andy Stevens fighting back. Leicester Goodwin not a man to give up easy. I think they almost came together on that corner and Andy Hopkins gains an advantage from it. Number 3, Leicester Goodwin in second place. Where's the partners? That's the point. Raz Palmer is out. That's handed on the plate, I think, to the team. Raz Palmer is out. Andy Hopkins leads it. If Leicester sees Raz on the inside centre green there, he may decide to ease the throttle back and not bother chasing. He knows he can do it. Only important to finish now. There goes the checkered flag. Number 5, Andy Hopkins takes the win from number 3, Leicester Goodwin. That was close. I think they're one of the lap scorers. With Keith Drury in 5th place. And the 500cc winners of the British Championship Bears year 2000. And I must just tell you that one of them was Leicester Goodwin and Andy Stevens, and they drove back from Holland last night to be here this afternoon, and they've done the business yet again, and their partner Keith Drury and Tony Cook.
Still good. Well done.
We've got to clean them leathers, wouldn't you?
Well done. Yeah, you get the money. Here, who's going to take the money? Oh, yeah, there you go.
Can I get a picture of this, Sam? Yeah, I am. Come on, pose in there. Alright, look at the camera. Lovely. No interviews, Liz. No, I don't.